Well, earlier I spoke to the U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, who's traveling through Europe reinforcing the Obama administration's line on the bin Laden killing. The Attorney General is the man responsible for the legality of the American mission that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden. And I began by asking him, what would they have done with bin Laden if the special forces had indeed taken him alive?
It was a kill or capture operation. I personally thought, as I testified before our Congress, I guess last year, that he was never going to be taken alive. Our intelligence indicated he had no desire to be taken alive. But had that possibility presented itself, we were prepared to take him into custody.
Is it strictly legal to go into somebody else's country and assassinate somebody who is an enemy of your state?
Well, I would certainly take great issue with the notion that this was an assassination. He was the head of a terrorist organization that had killed thousands of people in the United States and in the UK, a person who was sworn to do other acts, and as we now see from the information that we're gleaning from the compound, he was intimately involved in other operations and other planning. This was an act of ultimate, I think, national defense. Had he given indications that he wanted to surrender, he would not have been shot.
You declared the killing of Osama legal. By the same test, is it legal to send unmanned drones into a country with which you're not at war to kill, well, in the last year, nearly 900 individuals?
Well, the use of the techniques that we employ is totally consistent with international law, approved and reviewed by the legal authorities within the United States. Anybody who is a target of any of our military action is always thought to be somebody who is a threat to the United States, and there's a basis for the action that we take, so that all the actions that we take on the battlefield in the variety of ways that we do it is consistent with the law and is reviewed by people in my department before any action is actually taken.
Do you read the UN resolution 1973 and 1974 on Libya as giving you the same license to kill Gaddafi?
Well, I mean, this is obviously a NATO operation, and they are...
But you're part of NATO.
Part of NATO, although we have not, at the beginning of the operation, we were in a more forward position than we are now. But I think what we are looking at there is to do that which is necessary to support those forces who are in opposition to the regime. And that will take a variety of contexts. And one has to look at these things on a case-by-case basis. And I'm confident that the decisions that will be made and the actions that will be taken will be consistent with those UN resolutions.
That still kind of begs the question whether you think it would be legal for someone, not necessarily you, to take out Gaddafi under the terms of that resolution.
Well, a lot of it depends on how he conducts himself, what he does with regard to the people who we are there to protect. He could take certain actions that might make his killing appropriate. It really will depend a lot on what he does and what our ability to analyze what he is doing.
You all came into power, the Obama administration, determined to close Guantanamo. It's still open. And indeed, there's not even a roadmap to its closure, is there?
Well, there is still a determination on the part of this president and this attorney general to close Guantanamo, and we are doing all that we can to do that. The road is not...
That word can, in a sense, is can't, isn't it? You can't do it.
Well, we can't do it right now.
Why?
Well, our Congress has decided that they've placed restrictions on our ability to move people out of Guantanamo. But, situations change.
Do you think it was wrong ever to open it?
I think that there were options that, had I had the ability to make the decision, I think I would have exercised other than the use of Guantanamo.